That's somebody in the 777W up there. What's going on, fellas? Hopefully we are active. And there we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. A little bit later on the start today because we had to wait until like 11:30 to start watching the Formula One race. And that's really the only thing that takes priority over streaming for me is the Formula One race. And why is all this stuff on? I have no idea. But we are back. We are in. Hey, UN, Peter, Hans, Bob, Bill, Kashif. How's everybody doing? We are in Aruba. And I know who that is. And it's looking like a good day to fly. Big prayers to everybody who's in the Caribbean right now, because I know that you guys are looking at a storm coming your way. But we are saying our prayers that doesn't come your way. Keeping an eye on that. But let's go external power supply on, rotating beacon on, mixtures and props full forward, master and battery switches on, fuel pumps on. I haven't touched the sim since Wednesday when we flew. So, and yeah, like I said, life has sort of changed in the islands since then. Geez, I feel. Anyway, let's get all this stuff turned off here. Abdul Abbas, what's going on? I hadn't had any problems with it. Sebastian, how are you doing? Welcome back. Good to see you. Abdul Abbas, I have not had any issues with performance in the 777. Let me take a look outside, make sure there's nobody out there to kill or maim. And that is a beautiful airplane right there. Let's put in a little bit more throttle here. Good start. Oil pressure is good. Mags to both. Left prop is clear. That was a plane that I would like to get back to flying. It's just a little bit complicated. Oil pressure is good. Mags to both. Let's close that. We'll go fuel pumps off. Fuel pressures are okay. Alright. Avionics master coming on. Leading the mixture for taxi. You know, I don't know if it's... I'm not interested in helicopters. I don't know about you guys. They're the aerodynamics of a grand piano. You know? If something goes wrong, you're in deep trouble. I've been in a helicopter once in my life. And the only thing that I enjoyed about flying a helicopter was landing. Tell you what. That was actually the first trip that Mrs. IslandSimPilot and I took together. And it was a bench seat. It was a Robinson R66. It was a bench seat. Three across. And I sat in the middle. I made her sit on the outside. Yeah, Kashif, I kind of agree with that. I gotta be honest. I get static for this when I say it, but I don't. AMD, I just don't do it for flight simming or for gaming in like period. I just don't. And I know people disagree with that, but I tried an AMD PC one time that should have been really good for gaming, and it stunk. Great work computer, which is what I converted it to. But alright, so where are we? It's an excellent question. I mean, I know where we are, but okay, so let's see. So okay, we're taking off this way, I would assume, and I'm assuming because I didn't check the weather. So 40. I mean, that should, Abdul, you should be really doing well with that system. I mean, you should be doing really, really well with that system. Let's see, what's airport briefing? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Where? There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, so, okay, so we're on the GA side, so we just kind of pop out here on Foxtrot and take off to the right. And last thing I want to check real quick is the weather. 08017. Okay, so I released the brakes. So let's just gonna spin it around here and just go back this way just a little bit, and we'll take off left to right here. So, Douglas, what's going on? Mr. Vern, let me see. Yes, indeed, sir. Welcome aboard. Are you in the helicopter? That's awesome. Hopefully there's another... I think Foxtrot is down this way. Is that Mr. Vern in the helicopter? And Ada Kush, what's going on? Welcome aboard, Avmar. Good to see you. I think we got some new fly-alongs today, which is pretty awesome. So, alright, let's put the takeoff flaps in. Got fuel pumps on. Mixtures and props full forward. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time getting my head full. And we got one airborne. Alright, runway looks clear. It's going to be a right crosswind here on takeoff to the south. I'm so used to being on VATSIM, I was almost making a call. Oh, Dougie, you're in the DA-40. Okay, so the helicopter must be on top of you. Is the situation? All right, mixtures possible forward. Fuel pumps around. Flaps are set. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. I don't know, Dougie. You got somebody on top of you. Airspeed is alive. Engine instruments in the green. 70 knots. And let's go flying. Ooh, there's a new driver. I didn't know that. 55612. I gotta write that down. I've been waiting for them to release a new one because the last one was pretty poor. Alright, let's bring some power back. Abdul, were you doing alright before? This is awesome. Were you doing alright before the driver? I'll put the flaps up here. Because that driver must be pretty new. Must be like within the last day or two, because I haven't. I wasn't aware that one was out. So there's 1,000 feet AGL. We'll turn our fuel pumps off. Check our fuel pressures. Fuel pressure's looking good. I don't know if I'm trimmed. Oh, you know what it is? I didn't adjust my weight. I didn't adjust my weight and balance in the plane, so I'm like a little bit heavier. Actually, a lot heavier than I usually am. Detox, this is the Brit Norman Islander from Black Box Simulations. Oh, look at this. We got a bunch of people today. This is awesome. Hans Boone. Islands are looking good. I'm going to find out soon, so I'm about to hit one. This is the Brit Norman Islander. And it's pretty much I would say it's my favorite airplane. I mean, if I had to pick one airplane to fly in the sim, only because I'm emotionally attached to this airplane. So I'm gonna heading of about 210 should do the trick. MSFS 24, I think the performance is gonna be brilliant. I really do. keep an eye on the manifold pressure as we start getting higher here. There's a couple airports that I was sort of curious about on this trip. A couple small airports, but I didn't decide to add them to the flight just because I want to get to Maracaibo today, because that's the whole thing, you know. And I think if we did like more intermediate stops, we probably wouldn't get there. I think we got some wind coming to right to left. Paul, what's going on? Have a problem re-signing your Microsoft account in the sim? Get stuck on sign-in pop-up. I think I have heard of that, and I think I've seen the solution on the Zendesk thing. But I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. Maybe somebody else knows. Alright, coming up on 3,000. 50 feet below our cruise altitude. Bring the power back a little bit. Bring the props back. And we'll nose it over. So it feels so good to be flying again. And my engines are my props are out of sync. Is that UN in the A339? I mean, who else could it be, right? Let's get the nose down here. So I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. We got up and we were a little late out of the gate this morning, and so we didn't watch the F1 race until almost noon, and I wasn't sure how long the race would go, so which is why I pushed the stream back a half hour. Yeah, Paul, I know on the official forums people have asked that question, and I think they have a solution for it on Zendesk. Yeah, Naughty Max indeed, Dougie. I mean, come on. You know, I don't understand why everybody gets out of his way. I really don't. Because he's not getting out of your way. You know, maybe that's why people get out of his way, but like, at some point, you gotta show Mr. Verstappen that you're not gonna back off. And if that means, if that means taking him out, that means taking him out. But I mean, he was moving under braking like half the race. It was ridiculous. I mean, I guess he just gets big leads, and if he doesn't have a big lead, he'll just ram you. You know. I don't know. I thought that was a little bit ridiculous today. I mean, Lando clearly had him. But that's what it is, right? I mean, but the whole thing was a little bit disappointing because it was such good racing for a little bit. You know? I mean, let's see, 202 on the heading here. There we go. It's pretty close. But it was just a little disappointing. You know. I mean, he moved under braking at least 4 times, including the time he ran into Lando. Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Dougie, you know, but like, I don't know. I mean, Lando didn't do anything Max hasn't done to everybody else, you know. I don't. And the other thing is when, and for everybody who doesn't watch Formula One, sorry about this, but for the yeah, I totally agree with the stewards. I don't know. Do they sleep during the races, or what do they do? I mean, does somebody have to wake them up to? I mean, they call it's ridiculous, but so Max overtook Lando by going off track and didn't have to give the place back, but Lando overtook Max by not going off the track, and he did have to give the place back. Somebody please explain that to me, because it just doesn't make any sense. You know, but anyway. Anyway, we are on our way to, there's Hans Boom. There's Hans Boom. We got a good crowd today. This is awesome. Still haven't finished leading my aircraft, but I mean, anyway, so our first port of call today is an airport I have flown to, but there was no freeware available for it when oh, Kashif, geez, I will do that. I will do that. This is Josefa Camejo International Airport. And let's see what we got. 10,000 foot long runway. Runway, what is it? 09er. I have been to this airport in the sim, but it was before there was a freeware version of it, so. Hans. You know what's funny? I don't like flying high in small planes in real life. I don't. I think the highest I've ever been in the Cherokee was 65. Well, no. Highest I've ever been in the Cherokee was 7,000. That was an IFR flight. But I was above a layer of clouds that was like 2,000 feet below me, so. It's weird how when you're above a layer of clouds, it's like, they're so comforting. Because you just don't know, you just don't know what's beneath you. And that flight actually was the first time I ever flew above a solid cloud deck, and the route that we took was pretty stupid. If I flew that flight today, I would have flown it completely differently. Nothing happened, thank God. But we were flying over the Catskill Mountains in New York, over a cloud deck, solid cloud deck, in a single engine airplane. As they say, there's like you know, 5 or 6 like big risks in flying small planes, and the one thing you want to do is make sure you don't take 2 of them at the same time. And we were in a single engine airplane over mountains, IFR. That's 3 things right there. Not real bright. Air Canada, but everything went fine. But there's something comforting about being over top of a cloud layer. So I guess it's what you don't know. So I feel like I should be getting a little bit more speed, but I'm kind of heavy, I guess. So look at that. I wonder where he's going. Wonder where I'm going. So, Brian, this aircraft is the Britten Norman Islander, and I have flown quite a few times actually in this exact airplane. Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie. It's a very cool little airplane. It's by yeah, I'll type it in the chat. I should I should do advertising for them because a lot of people don't know this airplane, and I get a lot of questions about it. If you saw my flight track today, it would be like a series of S-turns. We're not doing real well. But that's all right. It's a cool little airplane. It's a kind of a unique plane. It's a fixed gear twin, and how do you name a multiplayer aircraft? I think if you go into, oh, you mean little nav map, Dougie? But Brian, this is it's a really good short field performer. They use it a lot for island hopping, really. I mean, it's I don't know how to do that, Dougie. I don't have it enabled on mine. Little nav map is one of those things that's got like 4,000 different things you can enable, and I have enabled none of them. I just use it for the routing and for the. But interestingly, I have an airplane ahead of me on little nav map, so it would seem like I've got it enabled. But hey, Brooks, what's going on? It's been a while, my friend. How you doing? We are doing well. We're just down in Aruba, North Venezuela. Yeah, it is built in the UK, Brian. Yes, sir. And we're just bombing around down here. And I don't know if I mentioned before, but the last place in Venezuela that Mrs. IslandSimPilot lived was Maracaibo, which is our destination today. And there was in addition to Maracaibo Airport on FlightSim.to, there was also Maracaibo Bridge, which I downloaded and installed. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And actually, the Maracaibo Freeware Airport is pretty cool. It's pretty well done, pretty detailed. So let's see here. Alright, 5 minutes out. It's a good time. I don't know why the plane is yo-yoing, but it is. Good time to pull some power. 5 minutes times 400 feet a minute is a pretty good descent rate. Time for some coconut water. Kind of hoping I can drop off some of my passengers when we get to this airport, because I always offload some weight from this plane. Bermuda trip. Are you going to Bermuda in real world? Or are you talking sim, Brooks? Oh, you know what? I didn't check to see where I had the sounds. I had the sounds turned down. The sounds are actually very good. Tell me if that's a little better, Brian. I forgot to check whether the sounds were high or low. But it's got some really good sounds, actually. It's known for being a very loud airplane. It's known for being a very loud airplane. Kashif, what are you flying? Let's see here. Alright, we're heading straight ahead. Sim, okay. You know, I haven't flown to Bermuda. I flew over Bermuda one time. You know what I did one time? I flew the TBM from New York to from New York to Anguilla in one hop because the wind was really strong. North to south, and so I just carried it. Brooks, we can fly to Bermuda. As a matter of fact, SLH Sim Designs did that airport. I'm sure they did an awesome job. Let's see. Internal. Oh, you know what, Brian? If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, are you hearing like external sounds, like other planes in the flight deck in the 777? Because I had that when I was previewing the plane. I mentioned that to them, and they were going to look into it. But it's like when you do the first outside view and you go back in the cockpit, it seems like the outside and inside sounds get reversed somehow. There's Chris Loach in the Beach 18. That's a good man. Oh, well, you know what I've found too is that they render like similar aircraft to the one that you have, or the one that you're flying, render the same way. Like if I put like the gear out and all this stuff, the chocks and the gust locks and everything on my plane, then everybody else who's flying an Islander will have the same thing. But yeah, Brian, if you're talking about the same thing I'm talking about, yeah, it's pretty loud. I've had it happen a couple times. I haven't downloaded the new version. Jean, bonjour, Captain from Quebec. How are you doing? Oh, that's great. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard. I love the 777. I am so in love with that airplane. I had so much fun flying it last week. I flew a couple missions to Africa last week, and it was just awesome. Just an awesome airplane. I spin back a little bit more power, but welcome aboard, John. Appreciate that. You're not very far from me, Montreal. I'm not very far from you. One of the two. So, fuel pumps are on. Let's see here. Oh, Brian, that's awesome. I really appreciate that, because that stuff is important. They wanted to know like how many people followed my, or watched the content and so on that I did. So I really appreciate that. Thank you, Brian. That means a lot. It's your favorite until your wife is released. Alright. Let's go. Mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on. Alright. So, runway 9er. Looks pretty nice what they've done here. Alright. How's about some rudder? How's about some rudder? Alright, almost back into full flap range here. I'm gonna go over to the terminal building just because I want to see what it looks like. Alright, we'll go full flaps. Fixtures and props full forward. It is a bumpy day today. It's a very bumpy day, but that's fairly typical of this area. It's pretty hot. Alright, let's get some trim in here. Now we'll get some power in, so we don't nosedive. Alright, let's go have a look here. Oh, I want to land on the downslope, not the upslope. There we go. That's a much better idea. Look at that one. Not bad. I want to go check out the scenery. It looks like they did a pretty intense job. MD-11. People are psyched about that airplane. The MD-83, the MD-11. Both of those planes get a lot of love. Is that out yet or no? Drummond, halfway between Montreal and Quebec City. My wife went to Quebec City. I've been to Montreal. You know what? I thought to myself the other day that I should challenge myself this year to make an international flight in real life and fly up to Canada. But that would mean I need to get my radio operator's certificate, which I don't have. Alright, let's see here. We can go fuel pumps off. This looks like a pretty intense scenery. Alright. Let's see here. Oopsie. Wow. So if you guys saw my Brian, I have not run the 777 update. I have not. I haven't touched the sim since Wednesday, which is unfortunate. Gene, I'm near Utica, New York. Let me type it in for you in case you're unfamiliar with it. So I'm kind of in that area. Look at this. So if you guys saw the video that I did, engine's still alive so far. I love people who do out-of-the-way freeware airports really well. Look at this. It's just amazing. Holy cow. And this, you have to imagine there's probably going to be about, we're probably going to constitute about 95% of the traffic that's going to fly to this airport in the sim. I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Brian, I have heard that was the big issue they had, and that's why they did the big update. So, what a cool little airport. Like I said, I flew here once before in the Islander, as a matter of fact. I just didn't have the freeware. It was released like, I forget, within the last year, and I haven't flown here in quite a while. So let's have a look here. It's SVMC. Let's go. Whoopsie. I'm trying to do two things at once. SVMC. Alright. Heading a 243 magnetic. Bob's on his way in. Let's see what we got. Alright, what did I say? 243? That was a pretty cool little airport, it really was. There we go, that's close enough. Pop's late. Alright, let's see here. Check my trim. Trim's a little nose up, but that's okay. I like nose up trim for takeoff. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty nice. It really does for a little Freeware airport. We got a problem here. Doing the moonwalk. Right, we got Chris Loach. Oh, you're probably taxiing down to the end of the runway. Alright. So, mixtures and props full forward. What just happened? Did my engine just quit? I think my engine's just quit. It's off of here, so. Alright, let's see. Let's go external power supply on. Mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps on. Mags, oh, I'm sorry about that. I wonder if I got carb ice. It's possible. Or if I just burned them out. Alright, there's one. Oil pressure's alright. Not great. Got that one going. Oil pressure is okay, but not great. Wonder what that's all about. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, mixtures are possible. Forward fuel pumps on, flaps are set. Yeah, so that's actually an interesting so that moves the same way the ball in the turn and bank and the turn coordinator moves. But in Microsoft Flight Simulator 24, it's gonna move like it should move, which is like a cable. Alright, takeoff power is coming in. Keeping an eye on that oil pressure there. It's looking good. A little bit of a crosswind, it seems. Alright, let's go flying. Stan, what's going on? I love the 777. The 777 and I are in love. It's such a cool plane. I think the 777, we'll go 25-25 here. I think the 777 is, it's automated enough that it makes it easier to fly than the 737, but it still flies like a Boeing, which to me flies like an airplane. You know, like an Airbus to me is still like a spaceship. But the 777, it almost feels like you have a co-pilot. It really does to me. It's automated in the right way. And I really, really enjoy that plane. Really enjoy that plane. I've done a couple long hauls, like 6, 7 hours. The other cool thing, there's 1,000 feet. Let's turn the fuel pumps off, check the fuel pressures. Fuel pressures are good. The other cool thing about the 777 is that it's just as good on like a 90-minute hop as it is on a 9-hour hop. I mean, it's not like the 747 to me. If you try to fly a 90-minute flight in the 747, it would be a pain in the butt. Like there'd be too much to do in too little time, and I just don't get that feeling from the 777. It's just such a cool airplane. Juliana to Miami, I did the opposite of that flight in that plane, Stan. I did Miami to Juliana, and it was awesome. A lot of fun. Enjoy that flight. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn on Volanta and see if I see you on there. Why are you doing that? Okay. So, yeah, I love that airplane. Brian, the indicator lights on the Bravo, because I had the same thing. I had forgotten how to set them up, and it's you can download the software on the Honeycomb website. I had forgotten how to why am I going nose straight up? Nose is started. Yeah, how relatively good this scenery is for like being in a pretty obscure place. It is squirrely up here today. Do you see? I use the exact same profile for exact same Bravo profile for the 777 as I do for the 737. I have a it's called Twin Jet. I call it Twin Jet, and that's what I do. So this is actually, look at this. Why is it doing this? Let's see. It's an yeah. I'm gonna go at least 4,500 feet. We'll go 4,500 feet. Just yo-yoing up and down. No. Alright. I'm gonna go at least 4,500 feet. It's pretty darn good scenery for a rather remote location, I would say. Fuck man. Okay, I should probably start leaning my mixtures too. And I should put in some power. That's what happens when I start talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. There's 4,000 climbing 4,500. Yes, they work on the 777, Brian. Like I said, I have I just have a twin engine jet profile set up, but I use it for the CRJ, I use it for the 7.3, and I use it for the 777. So presumably it would work for all of them. So you had that in the 777 stand. So my second or third 777 flight, I had a hydraulics leak, or a low hydraulics fluid in the center hydraulics, and it caused the slats to stop working, and my gear wouldn't fully come down. So Brian, do you use UN? Yes. If you watch the England game, don't tell me what the score was. I'm gonna watch that after we're done flying. But Brian, if what was I gonna say? I would just match your. Do you use add-on linker? Because I think as long as the what's the name of the file? Let me look it up. While my plane goes up and down and up and down. Let's see. It is. I think it's AFC bridge. I think it's called AFC Bridge. Is the file, and as long as you have that file in your community folder, it should work. The lights, that is. Stan, I do not. I just find stuff that other people developed, and then I tell people about it. That's I'm the intermediary. I'm the intermediary, I guess. Yeah, we were talking about the lights for the Honeycomb Bravo. Alright. Is the plane gonna settle down now or no? No, apparently not. Trying not to get frustrated with the trim. And I need to keep leaning. Alright. Also would help if I was on course. It's always recommended, you know. So, do we have a headwind or a tailwind? Probably have a tailwind. 154 knots. We have a tailwind. We have a tailwind indeed. So everybody's in front of me. Where's the sheep going? Oh, you got the turbine dude. He's not gonna have problems catching this. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push my nose down and get back to my cruise altitude and then level off instead of playing this little game that I'm playing here. Alright. Let's see here. Let's see, ex-audio designer for TCS. Well, core mod audio for TCS when I was at Echo 19, but I've got some bit. I see. No, I know enough about computers to be dangerous, but I don't do any developing. I just like experimenting, and I like figuring out how things work, but kind of on a superficial level, I guess. I don't do any like tweaking per se, like programming type tweaking, but I like figuring out how programs work and figuring out how to get the best out of them. So there is Venezuela. So yeah, time's flying. I mean, we're like, tomorrow's July 1st, and we've got Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 coming out. Well, I guess it's November 19th. It's still a ways away, but like, I mean, I've got not too much longer. Let's see. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I have 8 weeks until I leave for Anguilla. Like, that blows my mind. That is not a lot. So let's see here. Yeah, 8 weeks until I go to Anguilla, and I still have some stuff to get ready for that. But what else we got going on in the flight sim world? So is the MD-11 out yet? It's not really my plane, so I didn't pay exact attention to it. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that airplane. Am I getting carb ice? No, not really. Probably not, anyway. This feels a little bit down on power. Just feels a little bit down on power. No carb ice here, yeah, see, it's just... Oh, it's coming out Tuesday. So it was interesting, they said, Buckman, the PMDG guys said they like releasing things on a Tuesday, so in case something goes haywire, they can fix it by Friday and send out an update, which is pretty much what they did. Holy cow, Kashif, 12,000 hours in this. That's amazing. That's amazing. I see people on VATSIM with like 25,000 hours. It's impressive. That's a lot of time dedicated to what you enjoy doing, you know. 14,900K at 5.75. 4090 overclocked 64. Man, Stan, that is crazy. That was how big is your 4K? That's crazy. Yeah, Stan, you know what's funny is that program, the lossless scaling, the biggest gains anybody seems to have is when they have 4090s, which is really pretty interesting. I've heard from so many people with 4090s that get huge performance gains in that with that program. Let's see, and the MD11 alone, not to mention the others. Wow, 27-inch. Okay, yeah, that's the thing is like people be like, I've had people reach out that are running like 2060s and like 42-inch 4K TVs, and I'm like, that's your problem, you know. Like, if it's really I think the biggest thing that impacts the performance of the sim is real estate, you know, screen real estate, how many pixels you're pushing, you know. That's crazy. That's awesome. Stan, I want to check out your streams when I get done. Let me see. What was I gonna do? I'm gonna do something. That's not very specific, is it? No, it is not. I was gonna do something, but I forgot what it was. Yeah. It does get hot. You know, that's actually one of the oh, you do Discord stream. I got it. I didn't even realize the coast is right over there. Oh, that's right. I was gonna look on Volanta and see if I could find Stan. So let's see. Ah, there we go. Are you Stan? Are you Walker Air Transport 4418? Oh no, that's Juliana to JFK. Come on. Let me see here. That's the other cool thing about flying the 777 is being able to make radio calls as heavy aircraft. Let's see if I can find departures. Let me see. Are you American 456? It's the only other one that looks like it might be you. Yeah, Brian, yours is pretty sweet. I need to just take a snap of my humble little sim setup here and post it in the Discord. I think what I want to do, because adding more screens, like adding more monitor screens, I don't think would really work very well for me. But I think I'm gonna build it out with some iPads. I think is what I'm gonna do. I need a new iPad anyway. Stan, are you on VATSIM right now? Let's see. 13900K and 4090 64. Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah, are you flying American 456? American 773. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, gotcha. You know, I thought it would be kind of fun. I may do this when Flight Sim 24 comes out. Is get like a decent mid-range PC and see how it runs it, because actually that would actually be pretty cool for the kind of YouTube videos that I do. Like, one of the reasons I haven't upgraded to I mean, my system is decent. I mean, it's 12,700K and a 3080 Ti, but like, if I had a 4090 with a 14,700K, like, I wouldn't be able to do the types of videos that I do, because I wouldn't be able to do the type of testing, because like everything would, no matter what my settings were, everything would run really well, you know. So, but it would be kind of fun to get a mid-range PC and tinker with that and see how well you can get it working. Let's see here. What do we got? We got 29 minutes. So we're gonna only be gonna be an hour airborne today. Well, I wonder where else we could fly to. Maracaibo. How far west should we go? I guess is a good question to ask. And actually, you know what? I think I have just answered my own question. Because what we can do, which would be pretty fun, is just keep going. I don't think I can oh yeah, you know what? I can show it on. There we go. So I was just trying to think of, let's see, can I zoom this out any further? Just trying to think, like, how much further east do we want to go, or west do we want to go? And then I realized, like, we can keep, this is Panama right here. We can keep going right along the coast. There's actually some really cool, this is a cool little airport. So here we're getting up into Mexico. That's a cool little airport. And what we can do, this is Mexico. Get up here and then hop right across to Cuba. What do you guys think of that idea? I think that would be pretty cool. So we just keep right on cruising, basically. SVMD, that's right. That is correct. SVMD. Okay, where's SVMD? Where is SVMD? Oopsie, SVMD Airport. Where are you? Alright, where is that located? Let's see. Okay, we could go down there. Why not? Chris, is that it's a personal favorite of yours, it seems? Do you have a connection to that in some way? Let's see here. Oh, so Brian, so you have these three PCs running in tandem, like running together? Check and see everything's groovy here. That is. Let's see, sunshade weather indeed. Clouds are looking awesome. UN, how are you going slower than me? Building my setup is Intel builds and AMD GPUs will work. Intel builds and NVIDIA. You know, Kashif, I think there is some truth in that. I really do. I really do. Wait, what just happened? Okay. That's interesting, Brian. Oh, the fruit. Okay. Well, given that I don't have the freeware right now, so I don't want to fly there and then not be able to see the freeware. Let's see. I want to check it out. That's the thing that blows my mind. Oh yeah, that does look pretty cool. Wow. Oh, that's a really neat one. That's the thing I love about the sim, and one of the things I was talking about in the video I released today is that, like, because making scenery is I don't want to say it's easy, because people put a lot, you know, I couldn't do it, but like, yes, Stan, I do have a Discord. I'll put the link. Hold on one second. But the fact that it's easy enough to make scenery for people who know how to do that sort of thing. There are so many amazing freeware sceneries available for this sim. It's unbelievable. Do stand right there, my friend. We'd be delighted to have you. Oh, you know the guy Boris who does the audio stuff? Interesting. So I hear his name all the time when people talk about audio things. That's really wild. I'm bringing up the Let's see here. SVMC. I'm trying to think of. Somewhere we can hit in between here and there. There's a couple. There seems to be actually a fairly decent number of sceneries in this area. So let me think here. It'd also be good if I was flying straight and level. That would be good as well. I use Aviasoft. I used to use Aviasoft, I should say. I don't know why I got away from it. Probably because I only have one iPad to run now. That's a great program. Makes things a lot easier. Yeah, the Gatwick Freeware is insane. I saw that when I was doing some research the other day. I can't believe people put. I mean, the amount of time that people must put into that, into that sort of thing. Is pretty amazing. Let's see here. I'm trying to find another. Oh, I found it. I found our next. Because I like doing about 90-minute flights on these. Let's see here. Just in the GPU thing, you got a nice price in secondhand. Yeah, you can. Kashif, really? Because, you know, it's interesting that you say that. It's very interesting that you say that. I did not know that. Um, because when I did my flights over Africa last week, I did one flight, maybe one or two flights over Africa like 6 months ago, and the scenery was like splotchy, terrible. It was not good. And the recent flights that I did over Africa last week, the scenery was unbelievable. And I thought to myself, wow, they must have. And I didn't use the Bing Maps update last week, but I did run it. So it must just change the server it connects to in the sim settings, and that's that. It just leaves it there. So in other words, I'm running the Bing Maps update right now, which makes some sense. Because I've noticed, like in the last week to 2 weeks in particular, my scenery, my ground scenery looks really, really good. That's probably why. Yeah, Stan, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like having like more than one PC to test things with. Paul, I think it's in. I heard. Let me look. I think it's in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's in Orlando. Oh, no way. Providence, Rhode Island. I'll be there. June 27th to 29th, Providence, Rhode Island. I will be there next year. Ooh, do we have some IFR flying ahead of us, fellas? Because I mean, look at this. This looks really good. That explains why. Now let's see if we get any. Any icing. That's interesting, Kashif. That is really interesting. Because I tell you, I think I posted some pictures in the Discord. I flew over Africa, and the scenery was stunning. I mean, it was unbelievable. Really, really beautiful. That's really interesting. That explains it. I mean, it explains a lot, because I've been, you know, and the other thing I've noticed too, you're right, Kashif. You know why? Because I noticed clouds on some of the ground tiles, some of the ground scenery. Look at that. That looks an awful lot like an airport. Easy for me to say, right? That really looks like an airport, does it not? Just stick my head out the window. That looks like a lot like an airport. Aeropuerto, as they call it in this part of the world. I love how you can stick your head out of the window, and it doesn't get any louder. Stream is going blurry. Go. It is going a little blurry, isn't it? Stan, yes, you can. Using Volanta, you can share your flights just on Volanta alone. A lot of people do that. Let's see. Yeah, Providence, Rhode Island, baby. I'm gonna go. That I will go to. Wait, it has gotten a little cloudy. All right, let's do some Caribbean VFR here. I'm getting further and further off course. Sebastian, I don't know much about VR. I don't know whether it works or not in VR. I really don't. Oopsie. Getting some serious updrafts right here. You can tell when you're getting updrafts in clouds because your airspeed will pick up if you're keeping your altitude. I'd be careful doing that. Paul, you're on, brother. You are on. Providence is a great city. I really enjoy Providence a lot. Providence was the first big trip that Mrs. IslandSimPilot and I went on. It's a good time. That was where we did the helicopter trip of the helicopter tour of the, what do they call them? They call them like cabins or something, and they're massive mansions. I forget what they call them. They call them something very, very modest. The mansions in Rhode Island, in Providence. Let's see here. Hopefully there's nothing here to hit. Hopefully there's nothing here to hit. There we go. This is pretty intense clouds. Alright. And I do believe we see Lake Maracaibo coming up. Let's see. Alright. Get back up to 4,500. And there is there's a little airport. Depends on what time we get around. Depends on what time we get on the ground in Maracaibo. But if there's enough time, there's a little airport about halfway down Lake Maracaibo on the western side. Bombasso! Is that Captain Bombasso? It is. What's going on? He caught us up in the Bonanza, it does look like. That's a B-36. Oh, you know what that is? He's probably flying the detail. If it was the G-36, it would say G-36. Yeah, see, Kashif, here's some clouds on the ground. So you're right, it's just, even though I didn't start it again, it's running it. That's really pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Alright, no. Why are you doing this to me? Providence Center Mall, mansions. Nice. What do they call the mansions again? They have some preposterously modest expression for them. Oh, that's right. They call them the cottages. Summer cottages. And they're like 25,000 square feet. Made entirely of marble. And that's what they call a cottage. Yeah. Yep, I think you're right, Chief. You're absolutely right. That explains a lot, actually. Explains a lot. I never made the connection. Okay, airplane, stop doing this to me, please. Let me see, where's that little airport? Ah, there's a bunch of boats over here. I'm probably not gonna see 4,500 feet. You can see a bunch of boats down there. Alright, let me see here. There is... There's a couple airports around the around the lake, rather. Huh, we'll have to go do some exploring here. If we still have some time left after we get to whatchamacallit. Because right here there's like two. There's a little airport here. And there's two little airports right here, like literally right next to each other. It'd be kind of cool to go check them out. What is that? Oh, and there's some grass runways. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. Lago de Maracaibo. So what I'm going to do is pretend that I was descending. Alright, let's start. Let's see, what runway are we landing here? I would imagine... Let's see here. Runway 3 right, it looks like. Runway 3 right. We've got... Winds are... 0107. So we got runway 3 right. You know, I've never flown an ILS in this airplane. I don't even know how to set it up in the GNS 530. Which is kind of shameful. I normally don't talk politics at all, but there's an election coming up in Venezuela, and I really hope that the Venezuelan people get a new path, because they deserve it. They deserve it. Oh heck yeah, Brian! This is a really good. It's a really good. You know, kind of loose surface airplane. It's got the props are relatively high off the ground compared to the wheels, so it gives them good clearance from, you know, rocks and other nonsense you might kick up. So where is the bridge? I installed the Maracaibo bridge. Now I gotta find the Maracaibo bridge. Let's see here. Where are you, Maracaibo Bridge? Ah, okay. Ah, alright. Where are we right now? Oh, so we should go right, basically be going right over it. unless I have done it already. Where are you, America? Oh! I'm gonna go down this way and go check out the Maracaibo Bridge, because the Maracaibo Bridge looks like it's pretty cool. I installed it from the freeware, FlySim.to, and it should be right before. It should be like right here, and then it's gonna be a perfect way to get right down and go see the take it right there to the airport. Newport Preservation Society. Oh, no way. Paul, that's neat. Yeah, I've never tried flying an ILS on it. In real life, the 530 is not too difficult to deal with, but in the sim, because with all the, you know, pressing and twisting, it's just a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. Yeah, yeah, you can start seeing the bridge. Alright, so this is the Maracaibo Bridge. I should have told you guys about this because it's cool. Push my mixtures forward here. I should have told you guys about this so you could download it and check it out. But it's pretty wild. It's supposedly really beautiful. So when my wife lived in Maracaibo, she owned an airplane, but she didn't fly, but she had somebody that flew it for her. She had a Cessna 172, and they would fly her from Maracaibo to Aruba on the weekends because she liked Aruba. Look at this, how cool. We shouldn't get too much lower. Or at least slow down somewhat. Slow my descent somewhat. No. Stop doing that. Hey UN, take it easy. Thanks for dropping along. We appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. So this is the Maracaibo Bridge. Supposedly it's got, oopsie, towards one end of it, like some pretty fancy bridge working. But I don't really see much. Just looks kind of like a bridge. Alright, let's see here. Oh. I don't even... Didn't they announce like a year ago or 5 years ago that they're not going to be putting naked women in Playboy anymore? I remember reading that and I was like, well, it's kind of like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. They're not going to have like swimsuits anymore. Well, then it's no longer the swimsuit issue, but there's probably other things that I can put. So let's see here. Alright, straight ahead. Alright, let's go. Can I say you see my current flight in Atlanta just under... You should be able to, Stan. You should be able to. I would think so. If not, me, because whenever I... no, because you're not on that sim. You should be able to see your plane on there, but I don't think it's going to register it as whatever flight number you have set up, because you have to set the flight up in Atlanta before you take off. But like if you were on VATSIM, it would show your VATSIM flight. Look at this. How cool. How cool. Alright, where is the airport? ¿Dónde está el aeropuerto? It's right over there, it would seem. I'm pretty much on the downwind, am I not? No. 03. Yeah, because Chief, this has got... So that's interesting that you noticed that. Because this does look particularly good. Fuel pumps are on. Yes, they are. I suppose I don't need to do that yet. That way I don't annoy people. Okay. Start angling over that way. Volanta's cool stuff, Stan. You can use it free. There's no problem at all. I got the Payware one. They had an after Christmas special. It was like $3 a month or something. So I signed up for the Payware. It's got some really cool features, actually. Like it's got a whole bunch of like flight challenges you can do, and like you can make add friends and stuff like that and have flight parties. It's pretty cool. I like it. It also has all the flight schedules, updated flight schedules. I mean, it's gotta be. Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. Maybe if I was a little higher in the air, I might see the airport. 500 feet. Bopping along here. Alright. Yeah, I can see the tower now. Whoopsie, let's not do that. Alright, let's put that 3 on the right hash mark. Now we've got a good base leg. Volanta is not expensive. I think I paid like $3 a month for 12 months. But I think it's like $6 a month or something like that normally. But the thing I like about it is it keeps track of all your flights, no matter what kind of flying you're doing. So like literally every flight I do is on Volanta, and so you can see all of your flights, like all the flight paths you've done. It's just neat. I think it's pretty cool. Alright, let's go here. Power out. Alright. Mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. And this is a really good freeware too. Alright, let me get to 80 knots here. And don't want to be doing that. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can hold one white, one red here on the way in. It's going to be tough because we are getting blown around. That is a VASI, a visual approach slope indicator. Because it's the 2 lights, not 4. Not bad holding the glide slope. Coming in pretty hot, but that's alright. Alright, power's all the way out. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. That was, and Volanta also gives you stats for all your flights, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's see here, let's see. Lean the mixtures for taxi. Did I get off the wrong place? Alright, we'll come on over here. We'll come on over here. See this, it's a pretty nice Freeware airport. Alright, fuel pumps off. Flaps up. Let's go see what everybody's doing. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, Jack 991 is pretty awesome. He's pretty awesome. So I've been meaning to do that video for a long time because he does some great Freeware. He did the I flew into his Nairobi, Kenya scenery. Look at this. I mean, this is pretty darn decent. I flew into his Nairobi, Kenya scenery last week in the 777. Yeah, Dougie, I totally get that. I totally get that. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully Check 991 gets some love from people. He does some cool stuff. I'm trying to think. Do you guys feel like doing another quick hop across the river? Across the lake? What do you guys want to do? Is everybody ready to wrap it up? Or you guys want to do another short hop across the lake? Because there's a, I'll show you what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, maybe we should be able to see it now. Right here, let's see. Nope. Right there is a little airport. And it doesn't, and there's actually one right before it too. So there's one right there, but there's one right there. So it should really only be like a 10-minute flight. 2300 where you said, Roger, Dougie. Hey, Dougie, if you want to join the Discord, please do. Please do. I would love it. Let me see if I can find the link again. Let me see if I can find the link again. Because it was nice having you with us. Let's see. Bedtime in the UK. You know, then we can, let's wrap it up, and because I would like to do a little bit more better planning for these, because there's a couple really cool little airports right around the lake, and I'd like to plan it a little better than just kind of hop off and go. Adam, idea why NVIDIA overlay? I don't. I've heard of that problem, and that's a weird one. That's a strange one. Oh, you're on the Discord already. Gotcha, Dougie. Awesome. So what do you guys say? We'll wrap it up here, and then what we can do next time on Wednesday is I want to get the Freeware SVMD that I think Chris was talking about. But there are, where is it? So there's like a ton of little airports around here. I mean, there's literally, to get back to the sim here, there's literally probably 15 airports right around here. Maybe not 15. Well, maybe there is 15. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's like a ton of them right around here. Oh, Gibraltar! No way. That's awesome, Dougie. Gosh, that is a beautiful looking airplane. Here, I'm burning up my engines. Let me drop those. Drop the mixtures there. And we'll put on the old parking brake. That's pretty awesome, Dougie. I was literally just looking at Gibraltar Airport yesterday because I did that video with the and Gibraltar Airport was one of the airports. Looking nice. Chris, I gotta get back in that plane. That is too cool of an airplane. Yeah, so he did a really cool job with that airport too. It's pretty nice. It's really nice, actually. There's Bob in the Transanguilla. That's a nice looking livery right there. All right, Doug, tell us about it. Oh, traffic no longer crosses the road. That's probably a pretty good idea. That's probably a pretty good development, honestly. I never quite understood that one. I mean, maybe I guess it's probably there's just nowhere else to put it. Ah, there's a tunnel nowadays. That makes some sense. But I mean, given that Gibraltar is a rock, it probably wasn't real easy to do that. I'm sure that's probably the reason why. Dougie, that's awesome. Share away in the Discord. I'd love to hear about it. I love hearing stuff like that about people's local airfields. Chris, you did fuck with that. Yeah, it's alright. We won't hold it against you. What do we got here? Okay. Cool guys. Well, everybody, yeah, Dougie, take it easy. Thanks for stopping in. And yeah, everybody, we'll call it. We'll call it a. Well, I guess it wasn't a short one, was it? It was an hour and a half because we started at 3:30. So that's actually exactly what we usually do. So never mind. Dougie, thank you for the flight. Appreciate it. Sebastian, you as well. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. And I'm gonna put together a good little round trip here around Lake Maracaibo, and then we'll go down and check out SVMD as well because that looks like a cool little freeware. So I'll get that organized before Wednesday and get some stuff in the Discord so you guys know where we're going and can get the freewares. But yeah, Bob, I don't know why I thought we started at 4. I thought it was an hour, but it was exactly what we usually do, which is 90 minutes. So, gentlemen, thanks everybody for coming along. I appreciate it. Let me get now that I've figured out what time it is. Let's get I don't like the engine covers actually, or the pitot tube covers for that matter. But let's put those on. Pitot tube covers are a good idea. Keep the bugs out of your pitot tubes. You know. So there you have it. There you have it. There, my ones. All right, guys. Everybody, thank you again for coming out. Hey, Bambaso, what's going on? Yes, I saw you jump in there. That's awesome. Include MDCZ. That we can do. I'm assuming that is in the Dominican, if I had to guess. Yeah, Kashif, if you keep taking off on Wednesdays, they're eventually gonna get mad at you. That's fantastic. Kashif, seriously, man, take good care. I hope this storm goes another way and or fizzles out. So we'll be thinking about you guys, and hope everything goes well over the next couple days. Sebastian, we can do that. We can do that for sure. Um, so awesome. Sebastian Bambasso, Paul, Kashif, Bill, Chris. Your favorite game? Euro American Truck Sim. The Truck Sim is funny. I think actually that would be kind of cool. I think the train sim is probably pretty cool too. But Bob, you be well as well. Bill, you be well. Um, Dougie, take care. Thanks for dropping in. Um, Sebastian, appreciate it. And let's see you, Brian. Thank you again for coming along. Appreciate it. Good to see you. And Stan, good talking to you. UN is gone, I know, but it was cool seeing you. So everybody take care. Everybody be well, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we will catch up again Wednesday and do some flying. All right, guys. Everybody be well. Have a good rest of your Sunday.